Welcome to Chris's Storytelling Corner. This is Christopher Moldong. So I just finished this Chinese drama today, Love O2O, and I figure this is the Chris's Storytelling Corner. I like to review and talk about anything story related. So hey, why not TV? I'm actually a fan of Korean drama. I was recommended this Chinese drama because it has like RPG elements and whatnot and gaming elements. So checked it out. I watched all 30 episodes over a span of a couple months. Um, so I'm not gonna review every episode per se, but I will talk about the characters, some of the stuff that happened, some critiques, some stuff I liked, and whatnot. So today I'm going to do a television series review for the Chinese drama Love O2O. Be sure to check out my reading of my short story The Next Level. Next time I'll have a manga review for Your Lie in April volumes 1 to 3, a list for the top katana users in anime and manga, and in a few weeks, a movie review for Spider-Man Homecoming. You can check out my author's website at www.chrismoldon.com. You can buy my first novel, a fantasy adventure called The Mustard Prince and the Condiment Kingdom, for $4.99. Also, for $2.99, you can buy my short story collection, a collection of 10 short stories in the horror, fantasy, and realistic fiction genres. Check out my Twitter page and author's Facebook page. Links to all these will be provided on the description. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment to this channel if you're on YouTube, or follow, share, and comment on this channel if you're listening to this on SoundCloud. If you're listening to this on iTunes or Stitcher, please rate, review, and share this channel. So yeah, I finished Love O2O. I thought it was fun. I was recommended to watch Goblin next, so after I finish that, I'll probably do a television series review on that as well. So I'll start with a general synopsis of Love O2O, and I'll just give my thoughts about it. So here's the synopsis. And by the way, it's in Chinese, so man, I'm gonna butcher a lot of names, just to tell you right now. Um, Not great at pronouncing these names, but let's get started. Bei Wei Wei, who's acted by Zheng Shuang, is the department beauty who also excels in her studies. She aspires to be an online game designer and engineer, and goes by the alias of Reed Weiwei in the online role-playing game A Chinese Ghost Story. After she gets dumped by her online husband, Zhenshui Wuxiang, she gets approached by the number one player, Yixiao Naihe. Once again, I'm terrible at the names, I'm sorry. Who suggested that they get married so they both can participate in a couple competition within the game. The newly formed couples instantly hit it off and undergo many adventures together in the game. However, Wei Wei never expected the real identity of her virtual husband to be her college senior, Xiao Nai, who's played by Wang Wang, who is described as the cream of the crop in both sports and academics. When Wei Wei discovers his true identity, they have already fallen in love with each other. Together, they overcome numerous misunderstandings and obstacles standing in the way of their budding relationship. So, some thoughts. Apparently, it's based on a novel of the same name, and from what I've read, the series is actually very loyal to the novel. Let's get to some characters as well. Bei Wei Wei. Uh, man, I gotta say, she is so cute, man. Like, she is like really cute, and those eyes too. Wow. As far as her character goes, she acts really cutesy. Um, she's great at games. She's really good at everything. She's real studious. Tutors. Um, but she's also real headstrong too. When she confronted, it was like from her when she went to the dinner with her fellow guild members, she ran into Enchantress Yu Yao and her like underlings, and her underlings are terrible. And she kind of just told them off, and beat them on the game. Uh, she can be very, I don't want to use it confrontational, but assertive. She can be very assertive about things as well, and doesn't seem to let too. She ends up doing the right things after rumors happen with her and whatnot. Um, yes, definitely her and Shaina definitely drive the whole series. Um, but like I said, yeah, real cute, but real, not. She's not weak. You know what I mean? Shaina, uh, man, this guy's perfect. I mean, honestly, there's not. I mean, he cannot cook, but otherwise, he's like apparently he's perfect. You know, academics, game development. He has his own company, sports. All the girls love him. They go up to him and take pictures of him. If he just walks around, girls start talking with each other and looking at him. He's got loyal friends, and he's super perceptive. He can hack. Um, there's nothing really wrong with the guy, I would say. Um, so, yeah, there's really not much to say. There, he's just like this kind of, you just can't find much wrong with the guy. He's not, he's very much not very flawed. It does go to something of a problem, but and I guess it's a critique, is that maybe he could be a little too perfect in a sense. Like, and in that sense, like, you don't really see him grow from conflict per se, because he always gets the upper hand. So, in that sense, that's something you're not going to see very much. Just him really losing at any one thing. He almost always just excels. Oh, he challenges Kai Guan to a basketball game. Okay, he's going to win that. Oh, he's up against another company for the gaming rights of New Chinese Ghost Story. Oh, okay, yeah, he won that. Oh, sabotage. Oh, well, he had a plan for that. It's like, okay, he gets a girl, stays with the girl, rumor here and there. And it's in a sense, it's kind of refreshing in a sense that he doesn't like break up with Bei Wei Wei because like the typical thing would be like, oh, there's rumors about her going out with other guys in the game and blah 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 blah. Oh man, I'm gonna break up with her now, and maybe after these misunderstandings, will we get back together, or like we'll have this big argument, or something like that. And that doesn't actually happen. They actually stayed together pretty much from the episode where they met to the last episode. They're kind of together. There's like one episode where she go or not. There's like a span of one or two episodes where Bei Wei Wei goes back home, and that's like the longest they're separated. Um, Otherwise, they're not separated very much. I guess the other thing with Xiao Nai, the only other time he's faced some struggles when he got in the car crash, but even then everything was just kind of like it's kind of hunky dory once he got better, you know. Other characters, Ershi, who's like Bei Wei Wei's friend. Um, she's she's kind of a glutton, something of a lackey in a sense for Bei Wei Wei. Um, what else? A bit clumsy, I guess. She's actually the cause for some misunderstandings between her, Bei Wei Wei, and Kwai Gong, Cao Guang. Uh, she actually gets bullied quite a bit. It's really sad actually or is it really mean actually when she got bullied because she got bullied by Yu Yao and her her lackeys and just to see if you know thinking that Airshie's like Bei Wei Wei. And then they say, "Oh yeah, she's not that good looking," and it's like, "Oh, dude, that's so mean," you know. They treat her like she's ugly or something. It's like, "Oh, she's like cute," you know. It was really mean. Her big thing though, she actually does go through some hardship with Bei Wei Wei, and I feel it was the more one of the more justified uh, hardships of the series. Actually, if you think about it, it's kind of like the stuff she gets and the stuff that happens to her is in some way tied to Bei Wei Wei, and also Bei Wei Wei is just better than her. You know, it's like she, you know, Cao Guang liked Bei Wei Wei, wanted to find out her, her user in the game, and thinking that Airshi is Bei Wei Wei, you know, bad stuff happens to her. You know, she gets a job because they think that like Airshi's Bei Wei Wei, and so it's kind of justified when everything around the in the episodes 20s or something like that, that like she gets mad at her and it's like, yeah, it's like she's kind of being told time and time again that she's kind of like the inferior one to Bei Wei Wei. So for her, she kind of lashes out at her, but they make up and whatnot, so that was pretty cool. And then she has a budding relationship with Cao Guang. So Cao Guang, I hated this guy. I got to tell you, I just, oh, I wanted to punch this guy. It's just like he takes a photo of Bei Wei Wei, and like there's a misunderstanding there, and maybe it's a culture thing, but it's like, man, he just came across like this busybody or something like that. It's like you have to be getting into like other people's business. It's like who cares if she got out of some? I think it's some sports car or something like that. It's like who cares? Maybe it's a culture thing. I don't know. But it's like he just came across like some busybody. Like, dude, she can do whatever she wants, man. Like, but they make such a big deal out of certain things. He's the pretty much like the top student of the foreign language department. Um, Girls actually like him, but he falls for Bei Wei Wei. And like I said, man, I hated this guy, man. I mean, they're cool. And then he goes out to Bei Wei Wei. She tells him that she likes Xiao Nai. He doesn't really stop. Tries to find out her like who she is in the game, what server she's in, but turns out that it was Airshi's like information that he got, and so he's playing the game thinking that Airshi's character um is Bei Wei Wei, and more misunderstandings happen because he gets together with Airshi, who he thinks is Bei Wei Wei, and so it's just kind of like, and then he gets all like, I guess, butthurt, about like, oh yeah, well she's going out with me in the game. Bei Wei Wei is going out with me in the game, but in real life she's a Xiao Nai. It's like, aren't they? It's like, I don't know. I guess like I said, it's a culture thing because to me it's like, dude, it's the game. Who cares? Like, but I guess in this world, or like, I don't know what it's like. How this goes, but I guess it's treated with quite the quite big seriousness. Man, I didn't like him for the longest time because of it too. I gotta say, um, I was glad when he got told off by Bei Wei Wei. Once Bei Wei Wei found out everything that happened, um, I was kind of glad that he was, and times he challenged or he was challenged in basketball against Xiao Nai. I was glad that he got beaten. um, there was some emotional impact though when his character in the game stabbed Airshi's character in the game, and killed her, and it was just like, wow, that this was actually, I thought that was one of the more, probably one of the more stronger conflict, or I said more stronger, one of the stronger conflicts of the series. Really, is like his thing with Airshi. Airshi would like take care of his cat and whatnot, and they had a budding relationship that goes on. They never officially get together, obviously. By the end, they clearly like each other, but by the end, um, she tries to get into like the Ministry of Language or Foreign Language or something like that. I forgot what it was that like Cao Guang is. So you can tell that like she's like pursuing him. You can assume that they get together. He does redeem himself though, thankfully. I started to like him when he just told off Meng Yiran and Nana because yeah, because Nana especially was the one that's like filming this guy crying over like Bei Wei Wei going out with supposedly going out with him, but in the game, but going out with Xiao Nai in the real world. Um, so, but I was really glad when he just told those two off, like, hey, like this is, like you're gonna pay. He just says like you're gonna pay if you mess with Bei Wei Wei and whatnot. So he gets some redemption there. Ming Yi Ran. She was pretty hot. I guess say first thing first. She seemed more of like a victim of circumstance in a sense, where it's just kind of like I don't know if she's trying to pursue trouble, but like and conflict, but it's just like she has like this hanger on Nana that'll tell her things, and then she'd get all riled up all about it, and that's kind of like what happened a lot of times. Yeah, she has a thing for China, tried to go out with him. Once again, Nana was there in her ear. It's like someone's always in her ear. There's also another person, I forgot her name, Chanel, something Chanel or something like that, that was in her ear as well, and um, she usually gets her comeuppance a lot of times, but like I can't help but feel that like she's generally just at the wrong end of the stick because of like other people and like the rumors and whatnot that and misunderstandings that's going on. She actually seemed like a pretty nice person. At the very end, she redeemed herself quite well when she went up to Bei Wei Wei, approached her, and just said, "Hey, I'm leaving. You know, how can I? She's and she just wishes her well, and Bei Wei Wei says, "Hey, I hope you can find some like real friends and whatnot." And yeah, she actually, you know, that to me is some real growth. Her friend Nana, I want to smack Nana. Like she's just like, man, she just wants to cause trouble. She likes to gossip. Uh, some reason wants to put Meng Yiran on this like huge pedestal for some reason, and has been the source of some conflict, but she usually gets her comeuppance nonetheless. And as a character, just stays bitter. She's just a mean girl that stays a mean girl. Whereas like Meng Yiran, she kind of like started off kind of a mean girl. She was jealous, and whatnot. But at the end, after everything was said and done, it's like, hey, look, I realized what I did wrong, and I'm sorry. Um, Other characters alike, or other characters just in there that are worth talking about, really. Hao Mei, Mr. Beauty. This guy is the comic relief of the series. I mean, at first, like he's one of like Xiao Nai's lackeys, but like as you get on later throughout the series, it's like he's the guy that like brings the humor. He has this really interesting relationship with KO. That I don't know if it is just friendship or more than friendship at this point. Turns out that I'll just call him Mr. Beauty. Um, is like from a rich family at the end of the series. Like own some houses. Uh, or will own some houses. He had this really funny. There's like actually like the funniest thing that happened in the series was when him, Ko, Bei Wei Wei, and Yu Banshan were having like lunch or dinner together, and he's telling this story about how like he went into this game as a woman, thinking, right, but thinking that he'll get another woman or something like that, like as a girlfriend in the game, and he meets in the game he meets a guy and they get together, but it turns out he's a guy, but he wanted. It's kind of. I'm not doing it justice. It was pretty funny, and it turns out like apparently like Mr. Beauty was like pretending to be a woman, but a guy wanted to find a girlfriend in the game, and then he meets someone. Turned out to be KO, you know. And, um, yeah, KO. KO was a real interesting character because him and Haume seem to have kind of like hit it off in a sense because Haume liked his food and you know KO would work in like a cafeteria. Then he'd work in like a restaurant and whatnot. It turns out that KO is a super hacker, you know, and he even has you don't get to see it, but he has this hacking duel with Xiao Nai, and the winner of that, you know, gets something. And you know, if KO lost that hacking duel, then like he would have to work for Xiao Nai for a year, you know, and that's what happens. KO ends up working for Xiao Nai, and he's just he's got this like very aloof. He says very little. He's extremely aloof, very observant. Seems to be physically capable too, because he races actually against China and the pool and wins. And you know, says little. You know, I think I said that already, but it's very capable. And that's this really odd, really like real what would be the word? I don't want to say frenemy. That's not a frenemy thing, but they're just odd couple. He has an odd couple thing with Hao Mei, you know. And by the end, he ends up living in like the apartment of Hao Mei. I think Hao Mei's gonna leave that apartment though, but you know they end up sharing the apartment together. And he's one of the better characters. Just kind of mysterious, very aloof. Uh, don't always know what he's thinking, but he's capable at what he's doing. Um, mentioned there's other characters who Shuang, who works for the under China that's uh, betrays him actually and ends up resigning. He hates women. Actually bullies Bei Wei Wei when she interns, and never really liked the guy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he's a hard character to like, and by the end of the all, you know, it's like he betrays China, but like it goes back to what I was saying with China. Like nothing, like he always gets ahead right away too, where it's like, oh, I already knew that you were, you know, working for the other guys. You know, it's like okay, like, well, you know, it's like you're impenetrable. You know, that's the thing with China. Yu Ban Shan, he's like, he always came across like China's like right hand man, pledged his life to China after the car crash, and China pretty much saving him. Um, can't do idioms very well, but no, it's a cool character, I guess. There wasn't really much about him. he got along with Bei Wei Wei, was, you know, a part of some comical scenes, but for the most part, he always seemed like the next in command type guy to me. There's another one of the main cast, but like he doesn't really get a lot of play as far as like Shina's like roommates. Yeah, there's roommates. There's another roommate who like honestly was kind of forgettable. I don't remember anything that he did. Other characters, Zhen Shuang is a rival to Xiao Nai, dumps Reed Weiwei for the Enchantress. Um, Man, I gotta say, um, he's one of the better characters of the series as far as just a character that really grew. I actually liked. I thought he was one of the more, well, just to repeat myself, just one of the more like better developed characters, just in the sense that he starts off as a rich spoiled brat, and then he kind of grows, and you actually see him grow throughout the series. Um, yeah, he dumped Reed Weiwei. He works for. He's the son of the rival company of China, and yeah, he used to just kind of sit around and do his thing. And then once he found out who Reed or Bei Wei Wei really is, saw in real life, dumps Enchantress. Which, man, I'm so glad he dumped her because she is. Oh man, she's terrible. Her and her friends are terrible. I mean, they're insufferable. Really, I'm glad when he dumped them. Um, and then he kind of takes over with the development of the you know new Chinese ghost story project, and really shows that hey, I'm good at this, and he even like I can do this. If when he's serious, he can actually get things done, and then when he loses. He actually just willingly accepts defeat, but like, hey, I'm gonna come back stronger. And then by the very end, when he says goodbye through the game to both China and Bei Wei Wei, they're both very like uh, accepting, of hey, he really did change. Like, hey, he's kind of apologizing to me. He's explaining like, hey, I really grew, and even has a message for like China, like, hey, I'm gonna make a game better than you, in the future. And he's just like, and you can tell that like wow, hey, he really changed. I liked his character. He's kind of in the back burner for a while, and then when he comes back in the forefront, you actually get to see the change in his character. So I really liked seeing that. Um, so as far as the series here, I think some of the bigger conflicts in the series goes with the misunderstandings and the rumors that happens. A lot of them have, some of the bigger ones happen because of Quiet Cao Guang. Um, Others happen because of Nana. There's just some characters that just really make it tough for Bei Wei Wei and Shai Na. Um, the rumors are generally unfounded. It's just kind of like, I think they went so far as like, oh, in real life, Reed Wei Wei must be a transvestite, apparently. Um, and then the other thing is, oh, she's going out with all these people in the game. Apparently, we don't really know if that's true or not. We can assume that's very much untrue. Um, these rumors keep spreading, and yeah, they take the game seriously quite a bit, and it's really interesting how they approach this series too, just because like a lot of the series just takes place in the game. They're actually just going through levels, they're getting married sometimes, they're doing some sort of bonus content or whatnot, and that's something that most players and that do like MMORPGs and whatnot can definitely relate to. Um, so it's pretty cool. That's where also most of the action comes from. Uh, I there are a couple episodes, especially early on, that were just dedicated to the game. Later on, especially when China and Bei Wei Wei get together, and especially closer to the end when he has to present the new Chinese ghost story to Feng Tang, um, that like you just get to see more of the real world stuff happening. But it's really interesting. I can see how people like it just because as a gamer, you know, someone who plays MMORPGs or something, you can totally get what's going on in a sense, especially with seeing the game. And then the whole thing is about game. At the end of the day, like China and this team develop a game, for mobile apps and whatnot, and it becomes largely successful. Um, at first, I think at first China's parents or his dad's opposed to it, but then China explains to them what the game means to him and whatnot. So the parents come into the forefront. Uh, Here and there, near the end, there's this really funny scene with Bei Wei Wei's parents and the dad just giving China the cold shoulder, making everything hard for him. And it was actually pretty funny just seeing him just totally like aloof and just uninterested in China. It was really funny. Um, the whole relationship with I talked about it earlier, but just get in depth with the relationship with China and Bei Wei Wei. Um, there's something refreshing, but something at the same time you can kind of critique. Uh, I guess what they didn't do is go through cliches, so that's really cool, and that's loyal to the book, obviously. But at the same time, because there's no cliches, one of the criticisms I would have is that there's no conflict either. Their relationship really doesn't have a lot of conflict. It's just we're together. Oh, there's a rumor? Haha. Okay, whatever. Maybe I'll hack into your computer and it will be done with, but otherwise, yeah, they stay together, They never break up, never grow apart. They never even have an argument. So, in a sense, that kind of brings it down, but the series in all it's really fun. So it's not a big critique in my opinion. It is a critique, just in the sense that just I I say there's no conflict, but it's more of the of that you never get the sense that the relationship is truly in danger. I guess. Um, you can kind of say that with some anime couples too. Dandy and Keiichi, for example, from Oh My Goddess, it's kind of like that, where you just, you know, stuff will happen, but you never get the impression that the relationship is truly in danger. Um, and some of the conflicts just never seem that big. You know what I mean? It's okay, a misunderstanding here, a rumor there, but it's never enough to be oh yeah, he's gonna break up with her now, or they're gonna break up now. And nothing ever happens to China, so it's just kind of okay, she's not gonna break up with him. And in that sense, I think that's where the relationship kind of suffers because um, both of them are nice people for the most part. They're very attractive, you know. Um, and in that sense, they make this perfect couple thing, but you don't. I never got the impression of why exactly he was into her. You kind of know why she's into him in the sense that he's the man. He calls her master and whatnot. He's the guy, But it's why what is it? He kind of falls and he says he fell in love at first sight, but it's just kind of okay, like I I get it. You're both really, they're both attractive people that get together, and that's kind of what it seems like. And in that sense, they're like perfect for each other. But as far as like personality goes, I mean, sometimes they try and play like, you know, I guess they're like pranks and jokes with each other sometimes, but like they never really truly delve into it. They're just like the perfect couple, you know, right from the get go. It's just okay. Hey, you guys are together, perfect couple, done. You're both excellent at what you do, and everyone wants you to. Guys want Bei Wei Wei, girls want Xiao Nai. Everyone wants you to. And it's just like it's in a sense the criticism is like it's almost like too perfect in a sense. But like I said, it's a fun series. So it's like and these criticisms that I have never actually get in the way of the series too much. It's a fun thing to go through. It's a fun series to go through overall. So um, yeah, I mean I've seen other Korean drama. I've seen a couple of Korean dramas and whatnot. Um, this one's a Chinese drama. It kind of followed the same formulas. Sometimes they just have one of the formulas with these dramas is like they just have like this big nothing. Like there's stuff that pertains to the plot, and there's a lot of stuff that is just kind of like, hey, let's go swimming together. Hey, let's have a barbecue. Let's go change. Let's go try out outfits. Like there's you'll see that in a couple Korean dramas though, where it's just kind of like there's this thing where it's just kind of like let's just showcase these people, like just for the sake of showcasing these people in some way, shape, or form that doesn't really advance the plot or the story or anything. You get a good amount of that here, honestly. Um, but like I said, I've seen that with a good amount of like Korean dramas. So it wasn't like I said, not a big critique because it's actually more of a par for the course than a critique than anything else. Otherwise, fun series. The episodes are only like 30. Well, I was watching on Drama Fever, so that the commercials is like 40, 45 minutes for me. When you add in the commercials, um, yeah, it was fun. I was interested. I was definitely entertained throughout the whole time. So that's all for today. If you like this, don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment to this channel if you're on YouTube, or follow, share, and comment on this channel if you're listening to this on SoundCloud. If you're listening to this on iTunes or Stitcher, please rate, review, and share this channel. Thank you for listening to this television series review. Next time, I will have a manga review for Your Lie in April, volumes 1 to 3, a list of top katana users in anime and manga, and in a few weeks, a movie review for Spider-Man Homecoming. Thank you, and until next time.